Most producers are still using EQ like it's 2015, and that's why they get stuck. Today, I'm showing you 3 EQ meta hacks that don't just tweak your sound, they change how EQ works for you. A hack is a simple trick that gives you a quick win. A meta hack breaks the rules and changes the game. It expands how you think when you work. And EQ, it's evolved, but most workflows haven't. The meta hack involves using Waves Factory Spectre to be able to create harmonics without paying for them in level from the sub. The goal isn't EQ, it's controlled harmonic generation using a phantom EQ boost. Activate de-emphasize. This is the core of the meta hack. And this mimics an old mix technique where you sandwiched a saturator between 2 equal and opposite EQs. The EQ before the saturator boosts, the EQ after the saturator pulls back in exactly inverse directions. This creates a phantom EQ boost that drives harmonics that you don't pay for in level because post-saturation, you're compensating to preserve headroom. We'll go down to the low shelf, boost that up where the sub range is, but critically change the Q factor to about 2.5. You'll notice that this creates a shape somewhat like the Pultec Pro trick where you boosted and cut at the same time. And what this does is it slightly pulls the saturation where the kick fundamental is while targeting nicely where the sub lives. This increases clarity and separation and allows you to drive harmonics off the sub without oversaturating the kick. Now change the saturation type from solid to warm. Solid is an asymmetrical saturation type which can cause big problems if you apply it to subs. So you really want to have waveform symmetry here, and that's what warm does. Warm is an odd harmonic generating soft clipping algorithm that doesn't have a lot of upper harmonics, making it perfect for sub. Next, we can focus this on the mid channel only, which will keep our low end rock solid and focused. And finally, you'll notice that the mix control is set at 50%. That's because Spectre is a parallel EQ and saturator. Its ability to work in parallel makes it really clean and hyper-targeted. If you want to audition what the plugin is adding, kind of like a delta monitoring function, you can temporarily take it up to 100%. However, the plugin is meant to be used at 50% or less. New approaches to EQ allow us to target transients while leaving sustained portions untouched. This changes drum envelope behavior without sounding overprocessed. In isotope ozone, the EQ module has a transient and sustain mode. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people overlook this. This allows us to target just the transient portion of the signal for our EQ moves. So here's what I did. I added presence to the hi-hats with an additive bell, again, just on the transient. I added snap to the snare with an additive bell. Then I was able to attenuate the low-mid knock in the kick and add weight to it down in the low end. There's a hidden power feature that I would also recommend activating. If you click the gear icon, bounce over to the equalizer, you'll see a checkbox for soft saturation under performance. And this uses soft clipping to contain peaks and preserve headroom. And I want to give credit where credit's due here. I learned this from Luca Pratalesi from Studio DMI. Thanks, Luca, for sharing this technique. Now in this example, I took things one step further, and I also added some hyper-targeted saturation, again, just on the transients and just within certain frequency ranges. So if you take a look at the exciter module, you can see that I've targeted specific saturation just on the drum transients and left the sustain portions largely alone. This allows you to blend things in parallel for transient density without harshness. Why this works is because it's hyper-targeted. Only the transients are affected. The sustain and general tonality is left transparently untouched. We're able to add targeted punch and movement without resorting to harsh headroom-hogging EQ boosts. Peak levels are contained and limiter-friendly. This meta hack is about redistributing energy, not adding more. So if you're going to boost somewhere, you can look for somewhere else to scavenge that energy from and simply shift it. The problem I'm hearing in this mix is that there's a bright and loud shaker in the right channel, and it's causing the entire top end to feel lopsided and tilted. Step 1 is to tame up the problematic frequency range, taking energy away, with a high shelf up around 10K. Instead of using a static attenuation, we'll put it in dynamic mode and take some level out of it. As you can see, it's being triggered by the snare and it's not addressing the problematic shaker. So we're going to set it to spectral. The result? Transparent gain reduction without dramatically narrowing the high frequency image or overly affecting the snare. Now we'll take this energy that we've freed up and add it to the other side. We'll use Waves Factory Spectre, like before, ensuring that de-emphasize is engaged. We'll use the high shelf up in the same frequency range and add a little bit of level to it, creating saturation. But we'll target it just on the left channel only. This balances the sense of brightness in the high-end stereo image and widens things a bit. This isn't old school boosting and cutting. It's dynamic energy redistribution. And as I'm sure you can imagine, this approach can go way beyond mastering or high-end. There are many other applications. If you zoom out, these weren't 3 simple tricks. They were 3 powerful ways of shaping a master by changing the rules of the game and thinking differently. Once you start thinking this way, EQ stops being about boosting or cutting and starts being more about how and where you target it. In fact, you may find yourself using saturation where you used to reach for EQ, and that's why these are transformational meta hacks, not simple tricks. If this way of thinking resonates with you, I work directly with artists and producers on mixing and mastering. If you'd like to explore working with me, you'll find that link below.